My name is T. Levon Lawrence, and I'd like to welcome you to part 2 of 7 in the informational training video series, Mental Concentration versus Mental Focus. In part 2, we'll talk about their important details. In this video series on mental concentration versus mental focus, I'll discuss briefly mental concentration versus mental focus. What are the unique characteristics that make one different from the other? Actually, there are 3. First, there's a difference in the amount of time involved in one versus the other. Second, there's a difference in their scale, that is, the scope of their reach. And third, they differ in the type of discipline required to carry them out effectively. You see, the time factor in mental concentration is concerned with the very present moment, right here, right now, and is a state of mind not concerned at all with either the future or the past. This means there's no daydreaming or fantasizing in mental concentration, and your mind is not considering other tasks, and is especially unconcerned with thinking about work that may be pending. The time factor in mental focus is tritemporal, that is, simultaneously concerned with residual effects of past events and actions, quality of present events and actions, and the promise of the future as related to past and present events and actions. This tritemporal characteristic requires a good imagination, strong memory, and reliable skill at mental concentration in order to perform such challenging cognitive feats as sequencing events in imagination, forming creative and intuitive comparisons, and making connections among shifting and seemingly unrelated variables, and forming sound predictions as to impact, value, and eventual outcomes. Interestingly, the fact that strong mental focus allows your mind to deal with 3 time frames simultaneously in imagination, it actually requires you to have real-time, present-moment control of the process, which is mental concentration. Thus, while your imagination is moving back and forth in time, so to speak, you are operating your attention in the here and now, your conscious awareness firmly planted in the present. Unlike mental concentration, however, mental focus is employed the whole time you work to achieve any major objective, using all your mental functions, attention, thought, memory, emotions, and impulses, unified for the purpose of hitting the mark. You concentrate on a task, but you focus on a goal. As for the difference in scale factors, well, in mental concentration, it's limited to the current task with which you are involved. You can't work on a future task in the present moment, but you can distract yourself in a current task by allowing your mind to wander off into thoughts about a future task. Mental concentration rejects all internal and external distractions and is used to access other mental functions to accomplish the current task. Mental focus, on the other hand, covers all tasks related to the process of achieving the objective. It also concerns itself with your personal habits, social situations, people you deal with on a regular basis, activities you engage in, whatever would have a positive or negative impact on your progress, and requires you to purposefully manage your habits of thought, emotion, urges, and even goes so far as to affect your very perception, how you choose to be, to feel, and perceive yourself, others, and events. This, of course, covers a much broader scope than does mental concentration. And then finally, there's differences in the types of discipline involved. With mental concentration, attention control is the primary target discipline. That includes targeting of attention in various ways necessary to complete a task, as well as use of creative imagination and working memory, as in when working a math problem in your head. And mental concentration requires the discipline to hold your attention on target. Mental focus is a more difficult discipline. It requires you to become proficient at knowing what you want. You might be surprised to learn how many people can't tell you in detail what they want to do with their life, who they want to become, or what they want to have in material goods as a result of those accomplishments. Mental focus requires effective skill at mental concentration so that you can efficiently accomplish all the tasks under the umbrella of your goal across a span of time. The more you focus on your objective, the more it affects your brain circuitry to such a degree that your brain begins to rewire itself to get the job done. These cognitive changes include altering your perceptive abilities to be able to find opportunities and overcome all obstacles. And finally, mental focus requires proactive management of your thoughts, emotions, impulses, perceptions, and actions. Proactive management of all these things. Again, much more involved than mental concentration, while using mental concentration to its ends. When training for improved mental concentration, you're looking to acquire anytime, anywhere attention control. Unlimited endurance on target. You want to be able to lock on and hold on to any attention target and to be immune to any form of mental resistance, while having the ability to do what you have to, when you have to, for as long as you need to, whether you are in the mood to do it or not, all as a prerequisite to having strong mental focus. I hope you heard that. As a prerequisite to having strong mental focus. When training for improved mental focus, you're looking to acquire powerful mental concentration skills to employ during the accomplishment of your worthwhile goal. And you need to be able to execute the creative power of thought with absolute clarity for planning, strategy, and analysis. You must learn to willfully and consistently think the right thoughts and entertain only the most supportive emotions. Plus, you must become proficient in making your dominant thoughts, emotions, impulses, perceptions, and actions congruent to the goal so that you move forward in a straight line to the target. And you must be able to maintain that goal-achieving mindset for lengthy periods of time, no matter what happens around you. Next, in part 3 of 7 of this series on mental concentration versus mental focus, we're going to talk about mental concentration itself. Hey, you can't master a thing unless you learn all you can about it. So be sure to check out part 3. You can get yourself some priceless mental training advice and guidance by tuning in to our Blog Talk radio shows, the Mental Power Hour and Brain Training Minute. The Mental Power Hour is 60 to 90 minutes of awesome training advice, while your Brain Training Minute is a few minutes of insightful brain training knowledge and techniques that can make a major difference in your life. These are training shows, not time-wasting talk radio. You'll find hours, and I mean hours, of awesome material on everything from training your attention, thoughts, mental concentration, mental focus, impulse control, willpower, goal setting, goal achieving, defeating procrastination, mindfulness, to subconscious reprogramming. Feel free to tune in during any of the live broadcasts we announce and call in to discuss mental training topics. We'll see you on the next video in this series.